Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's your boy Tristan, aka Sriracha DFS, coming to you guys back with another NBA DFS DraftKings Picks video for February 14th, 2022. Happy Valentine's Day to all you lovebirds, any single birds, any taken birds, all the birds in the world. Happy Valentine's Day, happy Monday. Let's get going. We got a good 9-game slate going on, and we had a 2-gamer yesterday. Super Bowl happened yesterday. Go Rams. Rams won. Very happy because of that. What else? Is there anything else to say before we get on with this? Nothing else I can think about. So yeah, let's just go ahead, get right on. Obviously we're not going to do a little review because it was a 2-gamer. So let's just get going. Detroit at Washington. First game on the slate. First game on the slate on the Detroit side. Frank Jackson will be out and Isaiah Livers will be out. With that being said, it's a good spot to attack, I guess, for Detroit, as Washington's not so great right now. Missing some players. Defense isn't that great. So first off, probably looking at maybe Hamidou Diallo as GPP, 4.8K, like that price. Killian Hayes has been coming on pretty well. His minutes has been a little bit inconsistent, but his upside is definitely there at that price. Marvin Bagley playing tomorrow will definitely bump down Jeremy Grant, Isaiah Stewart, Kelly Olynyk, basically the bigs on that team. And besides that, I don't think I'm going to touch anyone else besides maybe Sadiq Bey, who I do like in GPPs at 6.6K. Either way, it's going to be a pretty slow-paced matchup, probably a low-scoring game. So might want to think about that before you plug in any of these guys. On the Washington side, Kristaps Porzingis is still out, meaning Thomas Bryant will still see 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more. Rui Hachimura should still see 20 minutes as well. Corey Kispert, still liking him as a starting small forward spot. We saw him go off after I did write him in my plays. I touted him everywhere, and he came through for us, and I do like him again at this price. Detroit's not that great at defense either. One of the worst teams in the NBA as of now. Kyle Kuzma, I do like him, even though his price is now at 8.6K. It's going to be tough, obviously, to get to him more, but his upside is definitely there. Raul Neto's not that great now with Ish Smith back, but he still has a little bit of upside. Ish Smith, I do like a little bit more than Neto here. KCP is worth a look. He's just getting the minutes right now. And besides that, Abdija, of course, another GBP play. I think that's it for me, though, over here. Sacramento at Brooklyn. Love this game a lot just because of the, I guess, players on both sides. We have Terrence Davis out. Jeremy Lamb is questionable, and that's it. With Jeremy Lamb out, we should see some more Dante DiVincenzo minutes. Davion Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox, those guys get bumps. Basically, the guards here, and if he's in, obviously the guards get bumped down. We probably see Justin Holiday get bumped down a little bit as well. I do like that price at 4.4K for him. I do think he has an upside here, especially in this good matchup. Davion Mitchell's not playing enough minutes anymore. Mo Harkless, if he's going to play and start, 4.3K, I do like him at that price. I think Metu came off the bench, so I'm probably not going to touch him. How much did Trey Lyles play last game? 17 minutes. All these guys are not playing too many minutes just because everyone's overloaded on this team now. But besides Fox, Sabonis, and Harrison Barnes, those are the guys that get the most consistent minutes. I do like Sabonis, I guess, in this matchup, but if he doesn't get the usage, he's not going to pay off that price tag. So I'd be wary about him. He's definitely worth a look in GPPs as a low-owned contrarian play. Moving on to the Brooklyn Nets, we have KD out, Kyrie out, Ben Simmons out, Joe Harris still out, James Johnson is questionable, but Andre Drummond and Seth Curry will be playing, so I do like both of those guys. LaMarcus Aldridge will be back. But to be honest, we're kind of unsure about how many minutes he's going to play, because Andre Drummond is basically here, and we don't even know how many minutes he's going to play. Claxton's here, Sharp is here. There's just a lot of bigs on this team right now. I do like Andre Drummond's point per minute output though. So if he's gonna start tomorrow, I do like him at 5.5K. I'm more looking at Seth Curry, who should be manning the point guard position with no Kyrie Irving. He should be involved in a ton tomorrow. It's going to be weird because if they run Patty Mills and Seth, they're going to be like the smallest backcourt ever. So that's something to note regarding the Sacramento guys over there. OKC at New York, next game on these slates. We have KZ Okpala out, Jerome Robinson, Earl out, and Mike Muscala out as well. Aaron Wiggins came back. Let's see how many minutes he played. 18 minutes, not so many. Something that I did note, Pokuševski killed it in the first half. 17.5 fantasy points. Did not come back and did not play anymore, which kind of sucked because he was crushing. And, oops. And with that being said, it's going to be tough to play him now just because we don't have any consistent minutes with him. Isaiah Roby is someone to note because he did play 25 minutes. He did do really well fantasy-wise. Darius Bazley seems to be playing really good basketball. They're feeding him the ball. He has a ton of upside. The Knicks matchup isn't that great, especially because the Knicks are very good inside. But if he's going to continue to putting up this high volume, I definitely like him at that price. And so is Lou Dort. Lou Dort's been shooting a crap ton of shots. Doesn't mean that he's making a lot of them, but he does have that upside in GBPs just because of his volume. Moving on, New York Knicks side, RJ Barrett out, Derrick Rose out, Mitchell Robinson is questionable, which could be huge. Cam Reddish is questionable as well. And Nerlens Noel questionable. So if all those dudes miss, Mitchell, Noel, the centers, Julius Randle probably lock of the night against the OKC team that's terrible inside. RJ Barrett is out as well, so he gets that big bump. Even with the centers in, I do like Julius here. Someone else I'm looking at for value, Alec Burks, not that bad. Kemba Walker finally had a great game. 25 minutes, dang. How many minutes did he get last game? I don't know. But anyways, if he's going to get those minutes, I think he's only worth a look in GPPs. He does have upside. Besides that, if Cam Reddish misses, you might see some more quickly minutes or some more Burks minutes. Oh, this is a guy I like. Quentin Grimes, probably value of the night, and you can see that over here in the DFS optimizer. Yeah, Quentin Grimes starting. Lock of the night for me. OKC defense, terrible. Not much else to say there. San Antonio at Chicago. We have the same San Antonio squad that we've been playing, but now they have their other dudes available. Doesn't mean that we're going to see them too much, but that does give them more, I guess, opportunity for depth, and we know how Pop is with his depth. It could definitely shaft us, and he could pull a pop on us, but I'm liking Devin Vassell still at that 5.2K price tag. It's going to be a pretty competitive game, I do assume. DeJounte Murray should have his way again, honestly. There's no one else that could stop him on this team. If we couldn't get DeAndre Hunter to stop him, if we couldn't get, who's the other guy he cooked? Herb Jones to stop him, then I don't think Ayo or Kobe White or anyone's going to stop him on the Chicago squad. So definitely worth a look in as a high-priced pay-up. Poeltl, not bad as a GPP center. Besides that, I don't think I'd go to anyone else here. Chicago. Wait, is Zach Collins in? Oh, Zach Collins, you're an ultimate seller. Definitely worth the look in GPPs as a punt play. Chicago side, Zach LaVine will be out, giving DeRozan and Vucevic that bump again. Spurs are terrible against centers, so I do lean Vucevic over DeRozan, but DeRozan is in a smash spot just because, one, San Antonio plays super fast, not that great at defense, even though Vucevic is a better in that position. DeRozan also playing as a revenge game. We've seen him against San Antonio already this year, absolutely killed it. Definitely worth a look again. Kobe White's too pricey for me. 6K, even though it is a good matchup. Dosunmu, those two guys are actually worth looking GPPs. If you think that they can get 35 to 40 for you, I just do think that they are too pricey for their floor, which could be around 25. And if that's the case, you're not taking anything down. I think that's it for me. Portland at Milwaukee, next game on the slate. No Dame, no Nasir, no Bledsoe, no DSJ, no Cody Zeller, no Keon Johnson, Luzada, or Joe Ingles, meaning that they have a ton of players that are out. Josh Hart played 36 minutes in his debut. I do like him here against Milwaukee if they keep this game close. And again, if they do keep this game close, it's going to be because of those dudes, the main guys: Nurkic, Simons, Hart. Winslow played 37 minutes, but his price is definitely getting up there. He can put out a lot of stonks, but at the same time, you're relying on that instead of relying on his main fantasy output. You're gonna also need something from Ben McLemore if this game were to stay close. But as of now, I just don't feel it. It could stay close, and if that's the case, then you're going to want these guys. But again, Milwaukee's a pretty good... Oh, he's probable. Okay, so he should probably play. That would be terrible if he was questionable, and we'd get this news after lock. But Pat Connaughton's going to be out with a wrist injury. They don't have Dante DiVincenzo anymore, meaning that Grayson Allen, probably a very good play tomorrow, should see 30-plus minutes from him. We're going to see more Wes Matthews now as well, because Norjo Chill. Maybe a little bit more Nora, but I'm really looking at Grayson Allen, who should be playing 30-plus minutes tomorrow. And then, of course, Drew Holiday gets a little bit of a bump there with no Pat Connaughton. But besides that, I don't think I'm going to touch anyone else on this game, just because I do think myself it will blow out. Moving on to the Toronto at Pelican game. Should be a good game environment here. No one seems to be out besides Aaron Baines. So everyone's back. Thaddeus Young. Don't think he played. Yeah, I don't think he played last game. But these guys are pretty pricey. We saw Pascal Siakam go absolutely nuts again against the Nuggets, against Jokic. I don't have a read on this guy anymore. I thought the Denver matchup was a little bit tough for him since he'd be having to play against Jokic, but at the same time, he killed it. So I don't have a read, honestly. I'm probably going to fade this entire situation. Maybe Gary Trent Jr. is worth a look in GPPs. Fred VanVleet's also worth a look in GPPs, and of course Pascal. But besides that, I don't think I'm going to touch anyone else on this squad. On the Pelican side, they're in a decent spot here. No Larry Nance, no Zion, no Kira Lewis or Holmes. Devontae Graham put up a big dud game after a really good game last time out. Matches up with Fred VanVleet. Could see big minutes here. Herb Jones at 4.9. Probably not going to touch that. And my only guy here that I'm probably looking at is CJ McCollum. Went absolutely nuts last time against the Spurs. Gets a decent matchup against the Toronto backcourt here. Should be looked upon to playmake along with Brandon Ingram, but Ingram's definitely taken a seat back as CJ has come onto the team. So I'm liking CJ more than Ingram here. Orlando at Denver next game. Fultz out, PJ Dozier out, Carter Williams out, Bol, Jonathan Isaac, Mo Wagner, RJ Hampton, Etwan Moore. Good lord, all those dudes are out, meaning that the rotation should be centered around these guys here and maybe Terrence Ross. But I still don't know how many minutes Terrence Ross is going to play, since they should be focused on developing their young guys. So Denver's not that bad of a matchup here. I do think that they can keep it relatively close to where the starters could play full run. With that being said, Cole Anthony worth GPP play. Jalen Suggs. It's either one of Suggs or Anthony. It's never both, and it's tough to tell which guy. So just keep that in mind. Mo Bamba might not play a ton because we've seen his minutes decrease. We're going to see a bunch of Wendell versus Jokic. I guess Chuma Okeke is definitely not worth a look in GPPs as well. He has a definite upside to him. Besides that, I don't think I'm going to touch anyone else. Maybe Franz in GPPs, but this Orlando team's just really bad. On the Denver side, Jamal Murray out, Michael Porter Jr. out, Monte Morris, good news that we need right there. Zeke Naji, news that we need as well. If Monte Morris misses, we're going to see maybe Bones Highland again in the starting lineup. I do like this matchup a ton more than his previous matchups. Should be a definitely easier game to play against Orlando than someone like Boston. Campazzo is the pivot off of Bones, but I do think they close with Bones instead of Campazzo last time, just because Campazzo has the worst plus-minus in the NBA. Besides that, I don't think I'm going to touch anyone else here. Houston at Utah next game on these slates. This game is really contingent on Rudy Gobert playing. If he plays, I don't like anyone at Houston because, one, their prices are pretty high. Christian Wood, 8.3K in a possible blowout. Kevin Porter Jr., 6.7K possible blowout. And tough defense if Rudy Gobert comes back as well. So Utah's also at home. Honestly, I think I might avoid this whole game unless there's news later. Yeah. On the Utah side, I think I mentioned Rudy Gobert is questionable. If he's in, bump it down to Whiteside, Bogdanovic, a little bit bumped down to Donovan Mitchell. They're still in a great matchup, but at the same time, like I said, blowout potential, and this is one of the higher blowout potential games, so I might stay away from this as of now. Moving on to Golden State versus Clippers, we have Draymond Green out, James Wiseman out, and Andre Iguodala out. Clippers have been getting cooked by Luka the last couple of games, meaning that guards might be good against this team again. But at the same time, there's a lot to play around. Steve Kerr likes to go deep in his bench as well. The only guys I'm looking at probably right now, Kuminga, I like his value at 4.6K. Besides that, maybe some Klay Thompson since he's finally saw 30 minutes, actual 30 minutes. 6.8K with upside as well. I'm not going to take Steph. And that's it for me. Yeah. Clippers side, Norman Powell out, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard out. Luke Kennard is questionable. Semi Ojale probably will play tomorrow as well. With that being said, if Luke Kennard's out, Terrence Mann went off last game. Should see a bunch of minutes in this matchup as well. Robert Covington barely played, and he's barely playing, which is not ideal because they traded for him. Don't think that he's going to play a ton as well, unless the Clippers go small here. But I feel like they could go small with Marcus Morris at the center and then play Amir Coffey, Terrence Mann, Reggie, and 1, 2, 3, 4. They needed 5, but 2. There it is. I think that might be the play, but I'm liking Terrence Mann. Marcus Morris is definitely cheap, but Golden State's a tough matchup. If they were to stay close, he'd definitely be a reason why. So definitely overlooking GPPs. But besides that, I think that's all I like from this Clippers side. So that's about it for this slate. I appreciate you guys for watching this NBA DFS DraftKings Picks video for February 14th, 2022. Valentine's Day, you know, the vibes. Yeah, I appreciate it. If you guys watch till the end, please hit that like button if you haven't already. If you didn't indeed enjoy the content, if it did indeed help you, I appreciate it a ton. If you would do that, subscribe to the DFS Karma YouTube channel for more daily media content and our live streams. And yeah, appreciate y'all. It's been your boy Tristan, aka Sriracha DFS, and I'm out. Peace.